So what's wrong with you that you have the need to attack other people? It doesn't make sense. So, I don't know how to start this video because, don't know when I'm gonna post this, but it's related to bearded dragons. I don't know when I'm gonna post my other video on tail rod, if it's before or after, but I said in there that I got attacked on Instagram by 3 people. One person is not even relative to the not even conversation, verbal written abuse that I endured. It's not horrible, well, okay, it is horrible, but I'm mature enough that I move on from it. But as I was saying in my earlier video or later video, whatever, I'm mature, I can move on. I just want you guys to know that there's people out there and they do like this. And I want to educate and inform you guys that these 3 are out there. So let me tell you what happened. I don't know if I'm gonna put screenshots here or here of what happened, but we'll see. Because I did screenshot our well, again, not conversation, verbal written abuse from these people. And as any responsible, knowledged bearded dragon owner, it just doesn't make sense to me. Because if you actually care about your bearded dragon and somebody else tells you another way, or maybe a better way to care for your dragon, wouldn't you listen to them and be like, oh, okay, I can try this and see where it goes? And this is why I didn't want to post my sand video, because this happens, okay? That's why I said controversial, because some people are selfish. The reason why they use sand is because they think they're right in everything and they don't listen to anybody else, which is exactly what happened in my case, because I gently put out, I said you should watch my video where bearded dragons actually come from because sand is hurtful to them. And I got slaughtered. And the ignorance and audacity of these people is actually humorous to me, because one person in particular, I'll put their name and @ on Instagram here, because I was looking at their feed on Instagram and their story, and what I've realized about this person is, number 1, in their bio they say aspiring vet tech. Aspiring doesn't mean you're an actual vet tech. Let me just tell you that. Second of all, they also say in one of their stories, which I'll put somewhere here, that they have talked to many and multiple zoologists, herbologists, and vets and everything, so they're like credible. If you're credible and want to establish credibility, cite your sources. Okay? Have you taken a speech class? Do you think critically? Because if you did, you would cite your sources. Any person can say they talked to XYZ when they actually didn't. Okay? Cite your sources, and maybe I would actually be like more inclined to like hear what you're saying, because I hear what you're saying. What you're saying, half right, half wrong, dude. Like, anyway, so that's the second thing. Cite your sources. As I did in my video, I cited my sources. I had 6+ sources. I only had to have 3 from my class. Did way more, because I know the more you get, the more credibility you have. It's not elementary thinking here, people, okay? Simple things. Cite your sources. Okay, so then I'm just gonna attack this one person because The other two people are just pathetic. One person isn't even involved in this conversation at all. I don't know, like, sit down, okay? Sit down and shut up. Because they're not owners. They don't do any fucking thing with bearded dragons. They attacked my YouTube. I'll put the screenshot somewhere here of what they said about my YouTube. Breaking news, I don't fucking care what you think about my YouTube channel. That's the line you don't cross, is attacking my subscribers and attacking me and attacking my hobby. So what's wrong with you that you have the need to attack other people? It doesn't make sense. Okay, I don't care if I have 42 subscribers. Any subscriber I have is like, I got another one, you know? Off. Okay? Sit the down. Shut the up. And then they attacked me about my research. Shut up! You're not even in this conversation! God damn, bro. Like, anyway. So this person can, like, get the fuck out. Because they're not even in this conversation at all. These two people, I don't know where I'm putting these things. These two people, this person is kind of pathetic because I feel like they got this person to write this whole long essay. It's not a paragraph because their grammar sucks. Grammar and punctuation suck. And what they said in this long paragraph didn't even pertain to what we were talking about. And we weren't even talking about it. They were yelling at me. And I just said that one thing that sparked this. And then I kind of got heated and I said, well, your bear dragon's gonna die from impaction, so don't come crying to me about it. Isn't the professional thing to do, I know, but I'm like, y'all dumb. Like, so then I was researching, I researched the other dude and I'm like, shut up. Shut up. So then I was going back to the first person who attacked me and I was looking in their story. And like a day after our fight, well, a fight involves two people. I wasn't fighting, they attacked me. So a few days after I got attacked, this person posted on their story about loose substrate and them eating it. I want to read to you the bullshit that they wrote. This is the same person who is an aspiring vet tech and has sources, unsighted sources, mind you. And I don't do this. I don't say, oh, I've talked to XYZ about it. I've done my research. And then they say, like, I use this one website and this one website only for all my information. Did you fucking go to school? Like, what the one source? One source? Wow. Wow. Good for you. And nowhere in that website does it say sand should be in a bearded dragon's tank, because that's the argument they were putting forth. There's 3 screenshots here. I don't remember which order they appeared in, but this one is kind of a long one, so bear with me. They were arguing that food impaction is more common than substrate impaction. But why does that matter? Substrate impaction still happens. Here's where he says, substrate impaction. Now, I'm lucky enough via the articles I write. Are you your only source? Because that's dumb. That's biased and that's dumb. And he had a period in there. Products I test, comma, etc. Grammar. Punctuation. Have you heard of them? You should probably like use them to make you like seem more intelligent. I test, etc. to have the pleasure to talk to many vets, period, zoologists, period, herpetologists, period, and many other smiley face, period. That first sentence is a mess. And any experienced vet or any of the above will tell you. This pains me to read because it's so horribly put together. The biggest impaction issue they see is food impaction, not substrate. Sure, substrate impaction can happen, but when you do consider that sand is the world's most popular substrate, period, used by many millions of keepers, period, statistically the issue is not even a drop in the ocean, period. Substrate impaction death is the second leading cause next to MBD. Where's your research for that? Because I have articles that say that. And I'm gonna cite my sources again in this video because you don't listen and you don't read. There's my research for you. Why don't you open your fucking eyes and like read and like open your mind? Because you accused me of not opening my mind and I'm opening my mind and doing my research. So shut the fuck up, sit the fuck down and read shit, okay? Okay, moving on. Food impaction is a much bigger issue, period. So let's combat these real issues, period. Not getting worked up over a photo from another group of an impacted gecko or dragon that is 10 years old, period. First of all, the dragon that they showed was in the months stage, not the years stage. So that didn't make any sense. 99% of the time, substrate impaction will be traced back to husbandry failings. Their capitalization is so off in this. Diet, period, supplements, period, UVB, period, temps, etc. As a keeper, this is often hard to take. No, it's not, because if you do it right, then you wouldn't have any issues. At least attempt to do it right, then you won't have any issues. But food impaction can happen via overindulgence, poor diet, and again, poor heat and UVB. Be it poor UV. What are they saying? What are you saying? Because this is what I hear you saying. I don't hear you actually saying something useful. You're doing this and I don't hear anything. Okay? Why don't you talk about the actual issue at hand instead of saying... In my critical thinking class, we did a section of arguments. And this one is appeal to false authority / untestable explanations. Let me actually like get my book to see what they actually say. Sources, remember? Credibility, mind you. Idiots. Untestable explanation is one of them. A slippery slope is another argument that has a little, it's a weak argument, but you could do that. And then mistaken appeal to authority, mistaken appeal to popularity, that's definitely one. Like, look at this one, like, mistaken appeal to popularity. Sand is popular, I'm not gonna deny that. Yeah, so then, they're moving on. Incorrect mounting, incorrect temps, or food like supers, moros, mealworms used in excess. I'm not denying that mealworms can cause food impaction because that does happen. I'm talking about substrate impaction. What this person is doing here is not straw man, it's a red herring. They're throwing in other arguments instead of actually dealing with the one at hand. One of the most common fallacies that you find when you actually take classes. Moving on. It can happen regardless of the feeder used if the setup parameter is incorrect. Stress and illness can also be a huge factor. So please stop banging on about substrate and stick to statistical facts. Many websites I have seen have said that substrate / loose substrate causes impaction, even place sand, even calcium sand, even regular sand that you put your bearded dragons in, don't use. Okay? Again, do not put sand or small loose substrate in a bearded dragon's tank. Please and thank you. And then he says, I don't give a shit what you've seen in another group. This is capitalized. They clearly don't follow our up-to-date guides and care. You and who else? That's my question because they didn't cite any sources. Wow, what? Wow. Okay, so that was one. That was a mess. Let's do this one. This one made me so mad. Like, Okay, anyway. Asterix eating sand and asterix. Frankly, I'm sick of people saying sand causes impaction. They eat the sand when they eat their food. I hate to break it to you, but they do. Incorrect. A couple facts for you. Bearded dragons are tongue stickers. That's accurate. That's what they wrote. Bearded dragons are tongue sticky. I think that's what they were saying. Meaning their sticky tongue pulls the food/prey into the mouth, where it is then held by the teeth and very strong gut muscles. What's your point? Bearded dragons do have a sticky tongue. That does not mean they're not going to get any sand with them when they eat the food. If there's food stuck to the prey, going in their mouth. And this one is just like, are you dumb? Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Okay, second of all, this is evolutionary. Coming from a varied range of habitats and with varied substrates, and with prey which it often small and fast. God, you're fucking grammar. Like, what the They need to strike fast and not have they prey get away. And with that, not get a mouthful of dirt. Okay? And over millions of years, they pretty much perfect this. I hate to break it to you, bearded dragons are dumb. Okay? They like anything and everything that is put in front of them. Please back me up in the comments and say this is true, because what this said, not true. And the last one really is just like a, are you okay? Because what you're saying is like, dog, like, ooh. Okay. This is about impaction again. I ask you to speak with some vets. They always capitalize vets like they're important. Like, dog, go back to elementary school because your grammar and your punctuation sucks. Okay? Want me to rewrite this for you? I can rewrite this for you. I ask you to speak with some vets, and you'll hear that food impaction is a far worse issue. I'm not saying food impaction is worse than sand impaction. I'm saying sand impaction happens, which is what I was just trying to tell them. Poor diets of supers, mealworms, or any food for that matter, and link that with poor heat and UVB, and that equal extreme food impaction issues. First of all, you might want to like clean up your sentence because that was a mess. Second of all, I don't really know what they're trying to say with that, because like you have to feed your bearded dragon either varied crickets, superworms, mealworms, hornworms. Well, don't do them hornworms because those are just treats. Waxworms. Regardless of poor heat and UVB, sand impaction happens. Sand impaction does not need heat and UVB problems to occur. That's just about food. I can see how poor heat and UVB result in food impaction because you both need those to digest. Okay? That's not what I'm talking about. Maybe you should talk about what I'm talking about. Moving on. Also, yes, they taste their surroundings, but it's rarely anything on the substrate/floor. This is so inaccurate. Oh my god. Do you see bearded dragons? Please back me up because Michi does this all the time. All the time. The floor. He does it on the floor. You're so dumb. What I'm wondering here is, like, does he study them in books? Or does he study them in reality? Because what I've seen from his profile, he only has a baby. Maybe you should take some time to observe their actual behavior. And then maybe you'll... Then he says, it's generally head height. You're f***ing wrong. I've seen him lick the floor all the time. I've seen other dragons lick the floor all the time. Please back me up in the comments, because this is inaccurate. Not saying they don't lick things head height. They also lick things below them and above them. Okay? Okay. I'll post a link to a video below that shows bearded dragons licking the floor, so your little ass can go check that out. Then he continues, so that is nonsensical argument. So don't give me that shit. I'll tell you my assumption after we finish this. With all that being said, with the correct diet, heat, period, UVB, period, hydration, comma, etc., comma, all explained in detail in this group. Your dragon will have every chance of living a happy, healthy life, comma, on a substrate that is easily digestible. Why don't you just not put a digestible substrate in their tank in the first place? The is wrong with you? This is what I don't get, because sand is higher maintenance than just carpet. And one of the things that this person attacked me on is me being a hard substrate fan. I have carpet in my tank. First of all, can assume stuff, because that make ass out of you and me. So don't do that, because that's dumb. Why don't you do your research before you attack somebody, because that obviously didn't work. And you know what? If you're gonna kill your dragon, you're gonna kill your dragon. I've done my duty to the community to educate you and show you guys that, hey, this is wrong, and if you're gonna kill your dragon, you're gonna kill your dragon. I've done my duty for queen and country, so you do what you want. I hate to see bearded dragon die because you're selfish, but if you're gonna do that, you're gonna do it. This is why I'm doing this video, because this person is set in their ways and they don't want to veer from that, even if something can help them. They cite themselves as a source, which is dumb. They don't say how long they've been doing this, they just say they've been doing this. Anyway, talking about digestible things, those being play sand, topsoil, play sand / topsoil, and yes, even calcium sand. I'm gonna link again an article that says all these things should not be in a tank because they cause impaction. And those that are not easily digestible, coir, C-O-I-R, I don't know what he was saying with that, crushed walnut, gravel, tissue, paper. Would you put tissue paper in a tank? Yeah, so I got slaughtered. Except for this last person. This last person said, this person doesn't even fucking concern anybody. They said their at is the period bearded period goblin. Commented, and this person doesn't even have anything to do with bearded dragons from their feed. They paint figurines. Go away. Okay? The door is right there. Go away, because you're not concerned in this conversation at all. Beardy vet. No, this actually might be the same person because they capitalize vet too, like it's important. Go back to school, okay? Beardy vet is a far better source. No one cares about what a young lady on YouTube with 42 subs and 2 likes has to say. Research, LOL. This person obviously has something wrong with them because they had to attack me. And I just laugh because it's like, wow. Do you feel better about yourself? Do you feel better? I hope you do, because it wasn't worth it. Also, I gained a follower while you were attacking me, so yeah. So this is probably the best take I have had filming this video because, again, I want this to be educational for you guys who actually care, because there's dumb who do this. Yes, this is a long video. I'm sorry for keeping you all here. I really hope you listen to me and understand where I'm coming from, because I myself am coming from a place of trying to educate you all gently. I'm not saying I'm right 100%. Okay, I have definitely messed up as a beardy parent. I admit that. I think some people can't admit to themselves that they're wrong. I am saying, I'm warning you guys that sand kills your bearded dragon. And it just doesn't make sense why you would use such a high maintenance substrate. Again, unless you don't clean it out, because then that's just, like, ooh. But again, bearded dragons do not come from sand environments. Therefore, they don't need sand in their tank. Brush, bramble, forest. That's where they come from. Use some thicker dirt. And then they had this argument of where they have the freedom to exercise natural habitat. Do you know where their natural habitat is? Do you know what species your bearded dragon is? Do you know where they come from in Australia exactly? Instead of just assuming that they come from sand because everybody thinks so. I also did a poll of asking 11 people that I know who don't care for bearded dragons at all, don't know anything, if they think sand is in the tank. I got 3 yeses. Wait, hold on, I have to do math. I got 3 yeses and 8 no's. Okay, that says something. Because one person didn't know anything, and they were saying, I think it would clog up in them because they have poor digestion. Please, thank you. You actually know what you're doing. This is a long video. I apologize, but filming it helps me get rid of that happened. Because the 3 people in the description are idiots. They're ignorant, they're rude, they're hateful, and they're hurtful. Okay, I'm not doing a victim mentality. I'm saying these are idiots. Please don't follow them because they don't deserve it. They don't deserve their bearded dragon's life. Not the 3rd one because he's not concerned. They don't deserve the life they're given. We care for animals. Okay? If you're doing that, do it to the best of your ability. Don't skimp. Okay? Don't skimp. That's all I have to say on that. But also, don't go hating on these people because I don't condone that either. I'm just saying they hate on me, and me showing you guys how wrong they are is a form of me hating back on them, because it's, instead of just yelling and saying you're f***ing dumb, I'm showing you why they're wrong and to back me up on it. Funny how that happens. Oh my god, I have sources. So now when I'm filming future episodes, then I don't have to remember all that happened in the past. Move on. Thank you guys for watching this very long video. Hopefully you stayed with me through the whole thing because everything is important in this video. Yeah. Okay, there's people honking outside. Fun fact. Yeah, I'm gonna go because this is already 34 minutes long. Yeah. And then I will see you in the next one because we're having some fun stuff because I am tired of all this crap in the world. There's a ton of going on in the world and I don't want to be a part of it anymore. We're going to do some K-pop in the next video because I need some BTS. Okay? Thank you guys for watching and I will see you in the next one. Bye guys.